Hello, Hallowscreen, day 10. We are absolutely ploughing through. I'm loving it. Struggling to keep up, but we're getting there. Tonight's film I'm going to dive straight into with this review. I don't want the video to be too long because it is a first time watch, so a stream for me. And I'm also going to review a disc from my collection just to keep it physical media orientated. So yeah, diving straight in. Tonight's movie was released in 2022, directed by a guy called David Blue Garcia. That's part of a legacy of horror movies, dating all the way back till the 70s. And to be honest, I haven't enjoyed many of them since that first movie. Maybe I like number 2, but number 1 is certainly the strongest and the most memorable. You know, it kind of set the standard for horror movies. The main kind of character went on to become a horror icon, and yeah, it's incredible. So yeah, well done if you guessed it. I'm talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, what did the film do well, first of all? First half, really enjoyed it. It kind of set a good tone. There was good tension building, some creative kills. And yeah, I was kind of excited for what was to come. The pacing was great. 90-minute movies, bring them back, is what I say. We don't need them all to be 2.5, 3-hour epics. Sometimes you just want a film that's fast, furious, and gets on with it. So yeah, those are some good points about the film. Negatives, I would say characterization. It's very hard to find a character that you can like and you can strive for survival with. Even the legacy character that returns, it's just so poorly written that the one person that you should be rooting for over everyone else, by the end I was just kind of like, right, well, the way you're behaving, I just don't care what happens to you. Like, you deserve whatever may happen. So yeah, bit of a shame. And there's a really big wasted moment which involves a load of influencers, a coach. So influencers one side with their phones, Leatherface the other side. Could have been absolutely epic, but it was just kind of fumbled and a bit messy. So really, really disappointed with that sequence. And the last half of the film, it kind of derails, becomes a bit repetitive. And given the opening, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with it. So yeah, some crazy kills. Like I said, there's a guy at the start who has his wrist broken and then he's stabbed in the jugular with his own wrist bone, which is just, I mean, it's gross, but I fucking loved it. So yeah, that was tonight's film. I don't think I would go out of my way to buy it or watch it again anytime soon. But out of all the other sequels, yeah, it just, I don't know. They kind of all sit in a little vacuum at the bottom there. Number 1 and number 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 are definitely the highlights in the series for me. But yeah, this one was So let's crack on with today's disc review as well. From Arrow Video, this film was released in 1987, directed by Richard Friedman, starring an early career performance from Kristen Davis, who went on to star in Sex and the City. Now, watching the film, it is obvious that she was always going to be the breakout star. There are some dodgy performances in there, but we'll get to that. So yeah, today's film from Arrow Video, Doom Asylum. A fun, batshit crazy movie. Now, I picked this up blind. I've never seen it before. I just went through a thing of buying kind of schlocky looking horror movies from this label when they used to kind of focus more on low budget horrors and lesser known boutique horrors. As I said before, they've gone a bit more mainstream now, but is what it is. Yeah, plot-wise, very thin on the ground. Basically, a lawyer has an accident, loses his partner, wakes up mid-autopsy, goes mad. Cut to years later and a group of teenagers turning up at an asylum, and he decides to butcher them all to death. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. So very, very 80s, very schlocky, very camp. Like I say, some of the acting's a little bit cheesy, but it kind of suits the aesthetic of the film. Special effects are cool, all prosthetics, all practical effects. A little bit low budget, but again, adds to the charm of the movie itself. It is a bizarre film, but I think you'll all appreciate that for what it is. What the disc does well. So you've got some interviews there, one with Ruth Collins, who stars as Tina, I think the character's name is, bit of a punk character, bit of a villain. Yeah, it was interesting. You've got another interview with director of photography and one with a makeup artist, which is actually the most interesting feature on the disc, in my opinion. Kind of hearing, chatting about, you know, doing the job, one of his early kind of career moves. I think he was working out of his mum's pantry, he says, which is really interesting to hear. And how he's kind of progressed in Hollywood, and he's now looking back at the film and going, oh, I've got a newfound appreciation for it. At the time I hated it, but you know, looking back, it's fun. And that's exactly what it is. Like, that hits the nail on the head. You can't help but be enthralled and watch it with a smile on your face, I think, in my opinion anyway. You get stills, you've got archival interviews, and 2 commentary tracks, one by the writer and one by a podcast, I believe it was, but I've not listened to either of those. So yeah, good little disc. Arrow Video. I do miss when you used to do your boutique horrors, especially when they come with artwork like this. So this artwork's done by Justin Osborne, and I just absolutely adore it compared to the theatrical poster. But yeah, that's today's reviews. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Doom Asylum. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, guys, where we will watch Day 11's movie. Look out for the tease over on TikTok. Thank you.